All right. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our CAPA Nova event. 欢迎大家来到我们 CAPA Nova 平台。在进入今天的主题之前，我先花1分钟时间快快的介绍一下我们 CAPA Nova。CAPA Nova stands for Chinese American Parents Association of Northern Virginia，中文是北维华裔家长协会。我们是一个非营利组织，始建于2021年。在过去的5年时间里头，我们已经为大华府社区提供了将近2000场不同话题的讲座。线上线下的都有，其中呢有一条主脉就是我们的 financial literacy，这个呢是1个月一期的话题，然后主要是由我们的麦克教官领军。今天呢本来是说要讲crypto，然后呢教官还专门请了他的好朋友 Keith Black，号称是就是业界里头的精英的精英而且的话，他不光是各种各样的操作，还出书，还有各种YouTube channel 什么的。所以的话，I was very much expected，就是 hopefully we have a chance to see Keith Black. Unfortunately，今天有一点点小变故，looks like we're not gonna have our 那个叫什么东西啊？这个 special speaker. Instead, Coach Mike is going to step in place and he is going to talk about crypto in the downfall, whether we should invest it or not. Okay, without any further ado, I'm going to give the stage to Coach Mike. Coach Mike, stage is yours.
Okay, can I have a share right privilege to share? Okay. Okay. Well, I'm just again, personal view does not represent commissioner, staff, and also crypto is a highly volatile assets. If you want to buy, you have to think of holistically, right? And talk with your financial advisor, talk with your professionals to make a decision. Today is about the crypto investment, especially 腰斩, 对吧? Half price. At the peak, it's 120,000 a coin. Now it's only 60,000. I want you guys to think of that as always have a reason. Do not panic, right? Do not make decision, fire sale, you regret later. I want to, before you do anything irrational or spontaneous, what do you call the word? Instantaneous. Talk with the people. Try to get some emotional support first before you do. Okay, let's look at the crypto price. This day's Bitcoin price. I know there are three coins occupy over 90% of market share, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I forgot the third one. So that's why I personally only buy crypto. There are a few channels I use I can share with you, but one thing you can tell is it's being half price. Since 110 to now is only 60, 70. That is one of the most, I call efficient rule for digital asset is what? Is a no wash sale rule. Let me see. Andy, Deng, can you explain what's wash sale? What does it mean? Why it's important for the people? Yeah. Andy.
Andy, you're there?
Andy, no, there. Okay, how about Jack? Can you explain what is no wash sale?
Jack? 上
Any
教
volunteer?
官的课，大家 expect 这是互动的现场考试。
Yeah. So again, I'm almost done with my book. Is the financial literacy for young people. I have a specific section about water sale. If you look at IRS code section 1091, losses from water sale for stocks or securities, right? USC code is 10. Somebody talk? Go ahead. So the key thing is water sale, meaning if you sell the stock at realize a loss. And some people said, can I buy back immediately? Uh, then IRS said you can't do that. The reason is when you realize losses, you have to wait for 30 days, cool off period, to buy back the position, to rebuild your, 重新建仓, rebuild your position. So 30-day waiting period. that could be a reason. It could be a problem because the stock can be very directional, right? You don't know where to go. So that's why securities is highly, I call it inefficient in terms of loss harvesting. But for crypto, because crypto, in terms of IRS, they are not securities. They are not stocks. They're not bonds. So they are just a commodity, or you can think of any financial assets. So that's why the best strategy for people is what? You can sell the crypto at the low point, which is, yesterday, 63,000. Assuming you will purchase at 90, you're selling at 60, you're making $30,000 losses, you realized. And the second day you buy back, right? You buy back immediately. So you can freeze your loss. You continue your position at $63,000. In case of things come back, you gain again. You can just meaning you are not losing the opportunity to rebound. So that's a key thing. Is no wash sale is probably the most important thing for crypto investments. If we have loss, you should be happy with that. You realize losses, you buy back. The losses become precious. Why? You can use that loss to rebalance your other assets. For instance, securities. A lot of people have Nvidia, have crypto. Well, sorry for the um, AI stocks, even some single name stocks. I highly recommend that people avoid this situation, which is what, which is the um, try to rebalance, sell some single name stocks by what? By S&P 500, right? I think I mentioned it to the team numerous times. Is the this is my book. I can share the chart I have created. So this is the Berkshire Hathaway S&P 500. Look at it, line 3, 2, and 3. In the past 40 years up to 2025, S&P has been gaining roughly 12%, right? Not bad. 12% compounding annual, called the uh, cumulative annual growth rate, COGR. And Warren Buffett stock 21%. So my point is, when you have a single name stock, IBM or Nvidia, Meta, you should unwind. Even you have a gain, the gain is offset by your crypto loss. That's why you neutralize your positions. You do not pay any capital gain tax because you have loss to absorb. When you cash out the security, you immediately buy an S&P 500 or Warren Buffett stock. So you have diversified the index. Why is that? Because many AI stocks are not going to sustainably growing because of all the bubble, right? We understand AI is a bubble. The S&P 500 is almost 7,000, but 30% of the contribution come from the Magnificent Seven. And this thing is not sustainable. We all know this guy don't make any money. Um, so I wanted you to look at software companies recently, right? Do you remember the software companies recently get hit hard because they are worried about AI replace so many IT jobs, even coding. So this is I wanted you sell the single name stocks, realize gain, use your crypto loss offset. So you have zero tax obligation. Then you buy S&P 500, have a great way to compound. So that's one way you can think of is when crypto is down, do loss harvesting and also buy back at a low point and wait for the rebound. The people will say, I'll pause here before I move on to the next topic. Any questions, any thoughts?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
I have a question regarding the wash sale because I didn't buy crypto directly, but instead I buy the crypto ETF. So does the wash sale applicable to the ETF that's related to Bitcoin as well?
Yeah, ETF, exchange traded funds, is a security, so you lose the tax benefits. That's why I personally, well, there's no, how to say that, there's no panacea for anything. You have to think of ETF is the good is they are relatively diversified, right? I mean, you're not buy coin. They have like 20 different coins in it, different crypto in it. You can have a basket. The fee is reasonable, but the problem is they are securities, so large sale is not going to help you. You can only carry forward $3,000 loss. That's what we do. But ETF is not a good thing. Is securities. You can apply the BBB strategy, right? Buy, borrow, and build. Everyone understand this strategy, meaning it's a securities called S block, right? Security backs line credit. Why? Because ETF is their securities. You pledge your assets into Schwab account or E-Trade or Fidelity. You can borrow a loan out of it. Because you borrow, you can do other investments called a non-purpose loan, and you don't sell the stock because you don't sell ETF, you don't have a capital gain issue, but you can still have excess liquidity. So that's why ETF can be good for S block purpose, but not good for large sale. So that's the one to talk about. If you look at the people said, can I borrow a loan against the Bitcoin itself, the coin? I heard about that. Is you can do it, but number one is it's not that efficient. For instance, for securities, you can borrow up to 50%, right? Reg T 50%. But for crypto, they are so volatile. Most lenders they can only give you 30 cents a dollar, meaning you're highly inefficient to get a cash out. So that's the problem for the crypto. Okay. There are some other things I want to share. Yuan, any other questions for the difference between ETF and a coin? Same concept. It's for gold. Anybody recently silver has do you know this the Winter Olympic this year, right? The Winter Olympic, the silver medal cost most in history. Do you know why? Because the price is out of control. Olympic, the silver medal, they are most expensive in history because the silver has been rising the price, and make the silver medal is very expensive. Is that so? People, if you think of gold price, right? Everyone understand it. People worry about the fiat money. Fiat, think of American money is based on the national trust or the national fidelity. The problem is we are losing the confidence. Even today, when I wrote this, I talked with my son because we are writing this book. I said, read this chapter, give me some feedback. I said, wow, $38 trillion. I know. Our national clock is 38.7. Last time we do summer camp at 37, now it's 38. You see that?
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people
Um,
are losing confidence to our greenback. And the gold price is historical high. It's 5,000, right? Remember the 5,000?
mhm.
Uh, if you go to Costco, most people, Chinese buying this thing because Chinese love gold, right? The gold has been, if you look at that, right, it's 5,000. People, let me ask you, should you buy gold itself, gold bar, or should you buy gold ETF? That's my question. What do you guys think?
Bar. I like the real thing.
Anybody have feedback? Give me comments. Do you guys think you want to buy a gold bar? You want to go buy gold ETF or minor ETF or silver ETF or precious ETF?
Yeah, it's just based on the wash rules, and I think should be by gold bar.
Gold bar, silver bar is silver coin. They are good. There are two issues. Number one, not pledge. It's hard to get the loan out of it because when you sell everybody understand when you sell the precious metal, the tax is very, I call it inefficient, right? Do you remember the 28% capital gain tax is much higher than 15 or even 20%. So you talk about 28%, this is called the collectibles tax. You also have a surcharge. Remember the net interest tax is 3.8. So then plus the state, you talk about 40% paying taxes. So tax planning around the gold is, I would say, buying gold is good, but selling them is painful. So you are facing the tax consequence. The second one is what? It's hard to collateralize the gold to get the money. How can you bring the gold bar to a bank or to some a pawn shop? No, sorry, that pawn, not the pawn, but the pawn shop, 抵押室. It's hard because how do you prove you are 99.99, right? And even you have some certificate, it's very hard to get efficiency, to get a cash, get a collateralized loan to things because you need a liquidity. But a gold ETF, as the earlier lady said, is much easier. Why? They are ETF, they're securities. You can pledge. You can use S block, right? Secure line credit. You can access that. You can buy things. You can pay, do more investment, do other things. So gold is storage issue and a pledging issue and a trust issue because you cannot convince the third party. Most banks in America don't take gold, right? And any banks in the US take gold as a collateral? I never heard of anybody. Yeah, 28% not efficient. That's why I'm thinking. So it depends. That's why there's no single answer, but I wanted you to use this to do that. Okay. Anybody recently follow the Epstein, the Department of Justice? Anybody? Yuan, do you know this Epstein file is available to public?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's too much.
Well,
Which
I
one are
asked.
you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I'm 18, right? Yes. The problem is, as a professional, I don't search massage or underage girl. I don't search that. I search what, guys? Tax.
Uh,
There were 60,000 results for tax. I was able to download a few documents. I'm going to share. You can do that. Let me go into okay, there were a few documents I download. Let me see. Okay, it's all public people. Search, if you search real estate, search gold, whatever. For me, just search tax. Here's the one I download. All right, this 30-page document is estate planning overview for Leon and Deborah Black. Their whole family's trust, balance, portfolio, investments, structures. Can you imagine? First of all, anybody know who is Leon Black? Anybody?
no, who is that?
Anybody? He's a Jewish guy. He's the founder of Apollo Global Management.
Oh,
So in the Wall Street, there are three mega-sized hedge funds or PE fund, 私募基金, Apollo, right? KKR and the TPG, Texas Pacific Group. He is a founder, this guy. Because he was involved with this sex scandal, I'm sure Deborah will file some very expensive divorce against him, right? I'm sure things will happen right now because everything is become public. And you can see all his assets. Back in 2014, he has different estate. He has different what's called expense ratio. You can use AI to analyze this. I want you guys to use this. So give me a financial planning report, including allocation, performance, fees, and it's a device in text. So we're going to ask AI to analyze this. Why? Because it's our first time in our life we can see the super rich Jewish people's internal their most secret, most closely guarded stuff, which is what? Which is their financial secrecy, their planning, their allocation, the investments. This is gold mine, guys. This is a gold mine. $6 billion assets family, different states, trust. He has holdings. I think they have arts, right? They have grants. Grant stands for grant remainder annuity trust, some family trust. And they have Apollo, and they have real estate and alternative partnership. So he has 65% is his PE fund, meaning he has this stuff. And you can performance is likely 12%. Yeah, 12% is not good. Why? Because we look at our stuff, we can achieve 21% in Warren Buffett stuff, even paying no fees. I think I feel good. We don't even have highly, expensive hedge fund manager to manage our PE partnership. We just buy Warren Buffett stock, S&P 500 is more than enough. That's why for us, for our working class, just follow this chart. You're done. All right, look at that. Art, very low return, 3%. Again, you cannot pledge. You have to preserve, very expensive, just for, transferring purpose. So that's his structure. Very expensive, right? PE chart, 2% hedge fund plus 20% bonus. Hedge fund is very expensive. PE firm expensive. For Warren Buffett stock, it's free, no cost. Crypto free, maybe $20 a month adamant fee, and the S&P 500 the fee is 1.5 basic points. So this structure for us is very cost efficient, but for this super rich, not much, but it's fine. At least we know this guy's pay $40 million fee just to manage that. Okay, so I'll pause here. There are a few documents you guys should use, but this is one of them. I'll pause here. Any questions from this the analysis, which is understand how super rich Jewish people. I don't know because it's 2014, they don't have any crypto at that time, but now I'm sure somebody will buy crypto. Even think of a Trump's son, right? Barron, he had his own coin. So that's just one crazy thing. Is this one. I pause. Any questions?
Yeah, Taylor Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. This fight was originally booked for UFC 225, but due to needing surgery,
let's move on. Another document I found it very interesting. All right, this 150-page documents is called Mortimer document. Can somebody Google who is Mortimer document?
We'll do that. Hold on.
Tony? Anybody? Canadian billionaire businessman is based real estate development and the media. He built Boston property, one of the largest public rates real estate, and also he owns a lot of property. He's a real estate guru in Mongol, right? Dhaka, and he owns the new U.S. News World Report, 美国新闻和世界报道. Remember the college ranking? It's his company.
Yeah.
Rich people, very rich.
Rich.
Yeah, very. He
Wow.
was in
2.6 billion.
2.6 billion. Yeah, Now let's look at his assets. I have this, right? He has all his stuff. Do you see this thing? He
Uh-huh.
has his portfolio, his investments, blah blah blah. I'm going to ask AI to give me a asset breakdown of this report. The reason I'm asking you guys to think is we got to learn how, because when Jewish people came to this country in early 1930s, right? Come after the Nazi war, the Holocaust. They came here in 1930s. By only within 80 years, only 2 generations, they are become billionaires. I never see Chinese like that. It's got to be reason Jewish people are very smart preserving their family wealth. They compare nothing, right? They only have a brain and education. So that's why we got to learn how the rich, super rich Jewish, how are they so successful making so many things everywhere, right? From Wall Street to Main Street to media, whatever. They influence U.S., influence Israel, they influence everywhere. That's why Epstein they control all these rich people flying all with all the girls because there are some rich people behind him, right? I'm sure one day somebody will kill me. I'm sorry. All right, guys, look at his assets. That is 2011. Do you see that? All right, let me ask a question. Back in 2011, his value, total assets, is about $2.1 billion. Let me ask you, why 10 years later, his asset barely grow? Why is that? If you think of S&P in the past 3-4 years, you have a 30% raise, you have 18%. If you put money into S&P 500, you should equally double, right? In the 10 years. Think of a rule of 32. Easily you could become $5 billion. Why his assets only 2.6, barely increase? Why?
No idea.
Anybody? So there are some flaws in his asset allocation. That's my point.
Where did he put it?
All right. He has breakdown. Private
Okay.
capital, muni sucks and very do anything. So many bonds sucks. He put so many things in bonds and cash a lot. And he has what? Stocks, BXP, 1 billion BXP. So what's the BXP? Boston Property. This is stock price. Let's look at the BXP stock price. Because he's a founder, he's anchoring psychological effect. I found this company, I have to hold it, this is my baby. Come on, you get too personal. Look at Boston Consulting.
Wow.
When this report was in 2011, right? This report is that 2011? 2011, the stock is roughly $100, the peak, but now they only have. Do you see that? They only $50. So because he's holding single name stock, his baby, that's his legacy. He just don't want it go, let it go. In hindsight, he should diversify, put it into S&P 500, put it into Warren Buffett stock, because this guy is compounding 13, 12% every year. For you, you're too concentrated into one stock, and your stock sucks. So in this group, you hold some stock, you cherish. I studied this, I know this every detail of this company business model. Sorry guys, you're too psychologically attached to this concept. You have to detach yourself. Think of a basket, S&P, Warren Buffett stock, that's it. do not hold any single stocks because one day they'll bite you because it doesn't work for family. Look at this real, super rich Jewish people. In the past 10 years, it doesn't double. It barely increased only 10%. It's a failure. If you look at his assets, mainly in, different a lot of bonds are very low bonds. Bonds are very bad. I would rather just put in S&P 500. If you need money, you don't need a bond. You just borrow it, get out of it, right? S&P 500, use S block, and that's all. Okay, let's look at his. This report also interesting. He show all this rich people's lifestyle. Yuan, can you see his lifestyle? What? Personal expenses, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He see his tax refund, his clothes. These guys, they track monthly clothing, $77,000 buying clothes.
My goodness.
Yeah, no, they're rich people, and they
Okay.
have daily news. Remember, he has U.S. News World Reports. He has daily news, entertainment, fine art.
Oh,
He spent a lot of fine art,
oh,
furniture,
okay.
gifts. Keep going. Groceries. They spend $100,000 groceries. So yeah, that's okay. $7,000 per month, roughly. Home improvement, a lot of money. Horse. These guys spend $200,000 on horses. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have a very expensive granddaughter. Housekeeping, insurance, landscaping, da da da. Medical, not much. Moving, storage. He a lot of arts. He had a lot of stuff, cherry arts. School, right? He spent 80,000. Do you see school? That's why you have this cover all this, the kids, grandkids camping, ballet, piano. Do you see that?
Mm.
Tuition. He also paid taxes. Keep going. U.S. News, that's his report. Utilities. He had wine. He spent 3,000 on wine. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I found, wow, we can see the super rich lifestyle. Woohoo! All right, keep going. So his balance sheet, we talked about that, $2.8 billion, kind of annoying. So many stocks in one single name. That's definitely not right. Diversify, diversify. He had loans, we talked about that. And keep going is, I want you guys to see, he has a multiple trust. He has a GST trust, generation skipping trust, right? It's for grandkids, pass along the estate. He has GST trust. He has a non-exempt, I don't know what does that mean. And he also has a family trust. Remember, we have a family bank. He has a family trust. All the $1 million into the trust, $38 million into the trust for the grandkids, for the generation wealth. And he has he has a charitable remainder trust, which is what? When he die, all the collectibles, all the arts go to different museums, right? He said, CRT. So this guy have multiple trust. So he has all the legal entity explained. So from this report, we can tell it's not when our assets or when family relation get complicated, we need to have multiple trust. One for education, one for charitable, one for the your family preservation of your family wealth. So that's how rich people do. I think that's a very eye-opening. Okay, sorry, we are off the track, but I don't know. Is Keith here today? I don't know. I'm still talking myself, assuming. Anyway, if Keith here, just give me a shout out, okay? All right. Buy my book. My book is ready for purchase. Young people, you can get it for free. 18, 25 age. Parents, if you want to learn something from myself and my boys, it's purchase from my website. It's autographed for you. I hope you guys can enjoy it. It's 251 pages, right? You're not bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
This book is, I think I really enjoy this book. It's really tell young people how to build assets, buy real estate, how to build your character. I think it's a good book. All right，促销之后呢，再做下一个。 This is huge. This is amazing. When I see this, all right. So Deborah and the Leon Black, there's where this Apollo, his income tax information, 2 years. Do you see that? Rich people, they never have W-2. Do you see that? They don't have W-2, only 90,000.
Mm-hmm.
Majority is investments, dividends, capital gain, because he has KKR, he has Apollo, he has different funds, right? That is assets, is mainly investments. So young people, old people, W-2 job is dying. We have to call it smart. What does it mean smart? Start to master assets and reduce tax. Because the American tax system is income tax. If you have low income, high assets, you rarely pay tax. Why? You borrow, right? S block, I block, C block, K block. We differ line credit. S block means security line credit. I block life insurance line credit. K block 401k backline credit, right? C block crypto backline credit. All right, so these guys have $350 million AGI. Do you see that? Do you see why he gives so much charitable giving? Yeah, what do you think? Almost $50 million give to charitable. Why is that?
Lower tax?
Yeah, to whom? Where he donate?
Oh, his own,
Family Foundation, right?
yeah,
Yeah, we have classes. I think we should open Family Foundation class, shall we? This good class.
sure.
Yeah, because we are going to have news. You can get your flyer ready because we'll start a new season in March, right? So their family foundation focus on the education, medical research, Jewish, because they are Jewish people, and so that's their family foundation. That's how rich people do, and we start to build this because that's how Jewish people do. They have their own family foundation. They promote Israel art, freedom, whatever. They contribute 10% in it, more than 10%, 15%, right? So that's the thing. They pay $24 million tax. AGS stuff. That's their income. Then they have, because they are in New York, they have to pay 10% New York tax, very expensive. Tax bracket 40%, very expensive. Sorry, that's how rich people do. Okay, I think that's interesting data. So people go to the DOJ website, put some keyword you want to do. For instance, don't do Stephen Hawking, don't do Bill Gates. Search something else valuable. For instance, real estate, estate planning, the something you care about. Okay, because all the data are just amazing. You can see all the rich people. I downloaded about 10 documents. I found it interesting, right? And they hire Ernst Young is their accountants. They do all these strategies for these three guys. Leon Black is founder, Mark Roman is another founder, and Josh Harris is all Apollo's three founders. You can see all their structures. It's just amazing. I pause. Sorry, Yuan. We off track from crypto, but I think it's important. I will share. This is lifetime opportunity. Government give you all the super rich people's information. Just grab it and absorb it and learn it, and you be smart on that.
Yeah, so again, I just want to share with everybody the vision for why we are having this financial literacy. What I really feel, at the beginning, we have too many people who are, academic smart, but have no idea about financial, how to manage your assets, how to protect your income. And pretty much what we have learned is from our past generation parents and, just save the money in the bank and that's it. But unfortunately, that doesn't really help us in especially difficult situations, job loss, family illness, all of a sudden all those things, and we realize all our eggs is in one basket. And what Coach Mike here is trying to do is helping our audience understand the different channels potentially, or different resources that we can learn to, not just leverage our income, seeking the different resources, but also in the same time protect our income, from taxation and the unnecessary loss. So anyway, the thing that Coach Mike is going to have in the month of March is investing for kids. It's another 6-week program. And Coach Mike is designing this for the parents that, 10 of the must-have tax-free accounts families should build for their children. That's including the 529, the Trump account, UTMA, how the minor rules RA works. Again, there are 10 different things that we're going to talk in the class. So again, we just like Coach Mike said, we need to kind of expand our knowledge and don't just become next generation of 就是被收割的韭菜 and continue on that path. And we have to think that potentially our generation or our future generation can be the next Warren Buffett or next generation of 怎么讲呢？就是这种we it's not just the necessary 就是 seek wealth wise, but intelligently. All right, Coach Mike.
Yeah, we have a summer camp for young professionals, people, high schoolers or college students to join us. We've been doing that every year, right? We have different specialists coming, Steve Parisi. Sometimes I invite different specialists. I think this is good for young people. So far, the feedback has been good. Frequently, I get a call from young professional. They come, "Hi, Coach Mike, I got a job. I want to set up this. Can you show me how to do it?" I like that. People really they learn something from the class, and now they are going to carry the ball around, right? That's the whole point. Because if we don't teach them, they become another generation that just blindly and paying tax, don't even know why they pay this. I don't even know how many young people get into this prediction market. Do you know my son play this sports betting and any betting. I said, why do you do this? This is fun. I know this is fun, but it's a zero-sum game, man. It's zero sum. 有赢就有输，对不对？是个赌场嘛，对不对？ Anyway, so this new program is 6 weeks. We talk about all the things we should have for young people. And some plan is amazing. Today I'm reading this how rich people shift income, shift wealth from low tax bracket. There's so many strategies: family loan, family gift, family business, right? And we can use all these strategies to help young people become financially literate. Then by the time they become our age, they are not regret. It's Dad, you did the right thing. Dad, thank you for doing this. I think Yuan, remember we did a vision board. My son Kevin,
Yeah.
I said, Kevin, what's your vision board? He said, oh, let me show my son's vision board. This is so interesting. Let me show my son's vision board. Kevin, right? Let's see, Kevin vision board. I hope it's Kevin's or Chris. I'm gonna see which one. They really changed with daily influence. Kevin, do you see the middle? Yeah.
Yeah, minimalism. All right. Good boy.
Boy, I never thought of that. When we talk about the minimalism in our class, right? Living life minimalism, helping maximum. He remember that. He said, I will cut all the nonsense. I don't. So far, he hasn't purchased some expensive clothing or shoes. I think he's carrying his words by himself. It's worth it already. He's saving how much trouble.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It's wonderful. I never thought of it.
I know he is also starting not just owning his own house. He is starting business doing the what you call it,
The house junk removal.
moving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's good
amazing.
business. I know it's easy money.
Yeah,
$400, you just one load. People pay 1 weekend. He can make $1,000. So
yeah.
my point is, young people or parents definitely we need to learn this. Come to our class. I've been teaching
Hmm.
this for how many? For 5 years now, right? We don't
Yeah.
shortchange you. We tell the things legal and wise, advisable, actionable, and it's
Hmm.
your time to do it and study our book, bring your kids to the high school summer camp, and attend different seminars. Buy some cryptos, but not all, because now is low. It's good. Put in 5% in it, not of your own wealth, but put something in it. But my point is, you use different strategies because everything is so fluent. Everything changed so fast. With the
That's
Trump,
right.
everything changes so fast. You have to be adaptive, flexible, right? And because the Trump account is coming, we definitely need to learn this.
Hmm.
Okay. I think we're good for Yuan. This is
All
a
right.
good event. So today's takeaway is crypto is down. Don't panic. You can use losses harvesting. No large sale. When you have crypto ETF, be careful. Don't do it. But you can use that to S block, Fidelity, Schwab, and also study the DOJ website, Epstein website. Try to download the documents you want to know. Study wealth management, wealth preservation strategy by super rich families. There's a
Mm.
reason they are rich, because they are not only work hard, they work smart, right? And we need to learn this because there's nobody teach us this, right? The banker
Mm.
never teach us this. They only sell you different products you'll regret later. Don't do that. You have to look holistically. That's why we have
Mm.
this. That's why you come to our class. We Capanova. We are we stand by our names. We don't push things are to the detrimental of your benefits. We want you to learn, to think, to analyze, to comprehend comprehensively, right? And a summer camp program and my book. Okay, I think that's it. Any questions? We have 2 more minutes. Sorry, without Keith, we still survived.
I have a question, Coach
Go
Mike.
ahead.
Well,
Mhm.
so basically, do you still believe that crypto is still a very good investment assets?
Nobody have a crystal ball, but the best way is to read his book. I think the Kid Black, his book. I prefer you guys read his book. He's legit. He published maybe 5, 6 books. Alicia Lu is Chinese. Oh, we just passed. Is she Chinese?
Mm.
Sure.
Liu.
Her dad is a Chinese, but I think they use a donor for the egg.
Oh, okay. So they are American? No, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's half.
Oh, okay. I Kid Black book, Crypto. Uh, so yeah, it's a good book. I want you guys. He's legit. I'm listening to his
Mhm.
audiobook. He give you all the in and outs of crypto, and also the publishers, widely finance is very 正牌的，就像中国金融出版社一样，it's big deal. So his crypto book cover all the things you want to know. I don't I don't advise you. Nobody have prediction market, but the point is asset allocation always need to diversify. Put 5% in it. I think it's worth it. 5%. Let's say you have $1 million assets. Put in 50,000 at the low point. Doesn't hurt you. I call it's fun money or dumb money. If it go down, so what? You only lose 5% or a few percent. It doesn't rock your financial base. But if this thing double bounce back, then you become 100%. So that's why it's really, I will say, have some taste in it, but do not over indulge yourself. I think 5% is more than enough. Because but I think when I talk my book, I mentioned is for your assets, 25% equity in houses, real estate, 25% in Warren Buffett stock, 25% in the S&P, maybe 20% in whole life, cash value whole life, and 5% in Bitcoin. That's it. Why? Do you see this chart in the past 12 years or 13 years? Do you see that? Crypto
Mm-hmm.
is sometimes you have a banner year, sometimes you're miserable. You see that? Sometimes it's jump 50 times, sometimes you lose 70%. Very
Wow.
volatile. So that's why you need
Yeah.
5%. When do you buy? You buy at a low point.
Mm-hmm.
What if this becomes triple, quadruple, right? But this is your foundation. 这是你的压舱石 cash away the whole life because every year they give you a positive return 4 or 5% after the fee. Also tax free because it's borrow loan, right? It's I block life insurance line credit. And for the stocks, this two stocks, most cases you have one is positive. For this one, this year you have Warren Buffett is positive. For this year, S&P is a positive. So you always have something to arbitrage on. So that's why a single name doesn't work. We talk about Boston property, we talk about NVIDIA because it's 过路云烟, it come and go. But put into these two stocks, that's it. Because these guys have been around for 60 years, it's proved. Even Warren is 94, his portfolio is still there. Even he doesn't learn it. His Abe, remember his lieutenant already carried this business for a long time. And house definitely need to buy houses. That's why we that's why we have this book, right? We buy a house. Yeah, so that's why I think diversification, 5% in it is more than enough. Gold, I don't think it's gold a good investment. If you buy gold ETF, that's just fine. But gold itself, sorry, it's not going to do. Yeah, do you know the when gold standard is dropped by Nixon, remember that?
Mm-hmm.
When Nixon dropped the gold pegging dollar, remember this 布林顿森林体系, 1972, right?
1930 something 吧
1971, okay.
71 okay
So what is the price, gold price that time in dollar, right?
mm.
$31 an ounce, okay? So now is 53 an ounce, right? Does that mean dollars lost value 99% in 50 years? Can I see that?
Makes sense
Meaning dollars only buy less than 1% of the gold he did in 77. Meaning what? Our dollars is losing value so fast. 99% of value gone. Your investment. So what does it mean for gold? So gold ROI from 1971 to 2026. Do you know the return on gold if you hold this bar? I would say 4%.
really that low
9%, not bad.
mm-hmm.
9%. But you have to hold somewhere, right? You cannot. I think still the storage cost is you cannot. You don't want to sell that. If you sell too early, you regret. So 9% is not bad. It definitely is in inflation hedging. If you buy S&P, it's 12%, and it's still this is so. This long story short is when you put money so much money in the bank CDs, you're a loser. Why? Bank CD give you 3.75% interest, right? High yield, but you have to pay dividend interest on ordinary tax rate. Let's talk about the state and the federal. You talk about 30% haircut. So your real return is only 2.5%. And on annual, given the if you have a big house, how many utilities you going to pay for this year, right? It's crazy.
mm.
So that's why, given the inflation, your money in the bank doesn't gain anything. So the money shouldn't put into the bank CDs. They are losing account. Put into S&P 500, put it into Warren Buffett stock, put it into cash value life insurance because you pay no tax. When you need money, you borrow out of it. So when you compound at 5-6%, you pay interest on certain things as long as your compounding speed 12% is higher on your borrow rate. Let's say you borrow at 7%, you're still money good. So our mindset should change from cash-based family should be asset-based family. That's how rich people do. Compounding different strategies. When you need money, borrow against it. Okay. You have so many accounts. You only borrow against accounts are gaining values, called the BBA, right? Buy, borrow against appreciating assets. For instance, in 2022, you borrow against the Warren Buffett stock because they are gaining 4%. You cannot borrow with S&P because they are losing value. You want to have margin call. You have to find different way to, but life insurance always positive, give you good value. So my point is, so we need to look at all this year's your asset allocation. Look at the last year. If your 401k performing below 17% or 10%, then you should talk to your advisor, find out why my portfolio lagging behind the market. Because all the fees, because some people give you all this high fee, low performance, different crappy index funds, crappy mutual funds or ETFs. Try to drop all the things, use this strategy. Fee is the number one killer, inflation number two, number three is the tax. So if you think of this way, I think management fee is a killer for you. Definitely you need to do this. Okay. All right. I've talked too much. I think we're good. And maybe next month is March. Are you still around? You're going to China, yeah, next March.
Unfortunately, I will be out for
Okay.
the entire
Yeah,
month.
because we need to have a session answer all the tax questions because March people start to have all the tax questions. I can have 1 hour Q&As,
Oh,
open table. Yeah.
yeah, you
And
can still continue, even though I'm not
yeah,
here.
you just send me a link. We can do a
Yeah,
answer
sure.
questions on the spot because I started doing people's tax now. There are a few things I need
Mhm.
to tell people because they are really important. Yeah. So,
Certainly, certainly. All
okay.
right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Coach Mike, for stepping in this in this session. And I apologize one more time. Um, Unfortunately, our invited speaker was not able to join us. Hopefully, we can reschedule him and some other time. But anyway, I just want to say thank you, everyone, and we will see you next month. Thank you.
Yes.
Good night. Yeah. Bye.